to have Mary DeWit, who's the Workforce Administrator for OhioMeansJobs Wood County, and Dolly Inman, who's a Case Manager for the Wood County Educational Service Center, presenting today. Mary works with individuals to make sure they're trained and job ready, and she also works with industries and businesses to assist in hiring and training. And Dolly works to help people reach their full potential by encouraging them and offering compassionate guidance. How's that sound, guys? Good?
Perfect.
Okay, so we are very, very glad you're with us. So I will turn it over to you and share my screen.
Before COVID, we did like some mini job fairs. I think every quarter we did one. So that is free of charge to the employer. We usually have some fresh, light refreshments because food usually attracts job seekers. And now, since we are in COVID land, we have tried actually doing a virtual job fair. And we did one back in September with just 4 employers, just so we could kind of get our feet wet and kind of work out any bugs that may happen. It went fairly well, except we didn't really have a really good turnout for job seekers. Starting on November 5th, we have partnered with Jobs Ohio to actually do a much larger job fair, virtual job fair. And we've got several employers for that job fair. Now we just need to find the job seekers. So I just received some material from Jobs Ohio. I will send out to Mary and Bethany that maybe they can share with you all on getting job seekers into that virtual job fair. I've got several partners that help us recruit. So we've got migrant and seasonal farm workers that we work with. We have the veterans, and I'm very excited to work with our new veterans commissioner that was just hired, and I think he may have started. That's going to be replacing Mary Hannah over there. So we're very excited about working with him. We work with people with disabilities as well as our youth population. I don't know how many of you have used OhioMeansJobs.com, but it's a pretty cool website that has lots and lots and lots of information on it. You can easily get lost in it. But it's a great website to post your job positions as well as search for resumes. So if you need any type of assistance with OhioMeansJobs.com, please contact my office and we'll be able to help get you trained on using that site, because it is all free of charge, and we pull from Monster and Indeed, some of the big major job boards out there. So it's all in one spot. We also do what's called a rapid response and layoff adversion. Basically, if there's a company that lays off any part of their operations, we can go in and speak with those folks that are being laid off and let them know of all the services that we have available for them. Again, it's all free of charge, both for the employer and the dislocated worker that would be laid off. I have funds available to help avert maybe that layoff. So if there's an upskill and training that needs to be done with your employees that could help save your facility or save at least a particular part of your organization, I have funds that can help offset that training, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. So here's on the job training, and there's lots of words on this screen, but basically in a nutshell, think of on the job training as your new hires, because we all know that when you hire someone new, they're not going to be 100% productive that first day on the job. I can come in and help offset some of that training cost. The tricky part about this one is that the person needs to be determined eligible from my staff before you offer them the job. So most companies that we work with, we are just part of their interview process. So a company will interview someone and, they'll say, you need to go do a drug screen, you need to do your physical, and you will be contacted from the OhioMeansJobs Center because of a training grant that we have received. So immediately the employer then lets my staff know the name and the contact information for that person, and we call them. We basically do kind of like a pre-screening type of thing, because we can normally determine if they're going to be eligible or not. If they're not going to be eligible for this grant, we immediately let the employer know. So within 24 to 48 hours, that employer should know if that candidate can be actually offered the job. That's the only tricky part of this program, and that not everybody is going to be eligible for this grant. Sometimes it's based on experience, or their over income, or their, some other circumstance that we've got to follow. But trust me, my staff and I make sure we look down every avenue to make sure that person is not eligible, because that's the last thing I want to do is not help out an employer. So basically what it is, I do have a cap. It's based on per person, not by company. So each person is eligible for a reimbursement of $8,000 or 1040 hours, which is roughly about your 6 months period. You tell me how long the training period is going to last. If it's going to take, Joe a month to learn this job, or Susie is going to take two months, you let me know how much training you need, and then we'll write that grant for that amount. So we have helped several companies here in the area. Here's just a few of some of our OJT stars. Rosenboom should be on there. They're a great company to work with, and we've worked with them for several years. But just again, just a brief, some employers that we work with. Actually, the NSG group, we're helping them with on-the-job training in their new facility in Lucky. So if you didn't know, the NSG plant has expanded into the Lucky area. They are actually supplying the glass for First Solar. So if anybody would like to work at NSG in Lucky, please let me know. They are in desperate need of some workers. So the next pot of money that I want to talk to you about is incumbent worker training. Now you want to think of this one as training your current employees. This has no eligibility piece to it, which is very cool. A current employee means anybody 6 months or longer at your facility. The one tricky part of this one sometimes can be a budget. So in order for the application process, there's also a budget form, and that's where we determine what the company pays and what I can pay. And we can reimburse, again, anywhere up to 50% to 75% of that training for your existing current employers. Again, we've got, basically, I don't want to say basically the same, but the companies that are offering the on-the-job training contract has also taken advantage of the incumbent worker training. The big one right now is everybody seems to be upskilling their employers or employees in welding. So we've got some pretty big contracts with the NSG plant in Rossford. They're training a handful of their current employees in welding, as well as Charter Steel down in Rising Sun. They're also training their employees. So those are two of my big pots of training dollars that I wanted to share. I'm briefly going to touch on this because I don't want to steal Dolly's thunder. But this is kind of a talent pipeline where we're short on workforce. We are short on labor. There's no way around that. So we have actually started a couple different programs in our high schools to get them excited, involved in actually advanced manufacturing, because the majority of the job openings here in Wood County are in your advanced manufacturing. So most kids don't realize the opportunities that they have in that field. And that's kind of our goal, and Dolly's goal is to get those kids focused on what else is out there. So the youth program can actually pay for all the wages and unemployment benefit or workers' comp benefits while they're working at an employer's site. So the responsibility of the employer is to be a mentor, you know, to show the kids that, yes, you do have to come 5 days a week, or yes, you do need to come back on time from break. So you're mentoring them into hopefully a great worker that maybe you would want to hire someday, or again, just giving that youth the ability and confidence that they can do this job. So one of the programs that Pete Pritchard from Northwest State and I've been actually working with is a pre-apprenticeship program. Again, we've reached out to our local school districts, and I tell you, Otsego and the Bowling Green School District has been great to work with. They're out of the box thinkers, and they were really impressed with the program that we offered their juniors and seniors. So actually, Otsego has 2 students at GKN right now doing a pre-apprenticeship program. When they graduate, they may not necessarily get into the full-blown apprenticeship at GKN, but they will be offered a job in hopes that that student will continue to work at GKN and get into the apprenticeship programs. So some of the apprenticeship programs that we've got available is maintenance and advanced manufacturing. So Otsego is taking care of all of their transportation. GKN is paying for their work. So again, we started to get momentum on this, and then COVID hit, and then it's just the school districts right now are so concerned about, do we go to school? Do we not go to school? Do we have football? Do we not have football? Sometimes it's difficult to get in front of those superintendents and principals again. But that is just another avenue that we can connect our juniors and seniors of high school with an employer. So that is that in a nutshell. We do have our YouTube channel, and we do have a couple videos about some of our training programs. So if you ever want to take time and look at our YouTube channel, there it is. That is my contact information. Is there any questions from me before I turn it over to Dolly?
Actually, yeah, I had a question. What is the, like, I know that you said you have to kind of interview the workers before they can have the funding, but what about the employers? Are there requirements that they have to have? Is it certain types of, organizations that can utilize the funds, or how does that work?
Yeah, anyone, any business, any corporation can apply for the on-the-job training grant. I've never turned down a company for that. There's really no yes or no type of a company. Now, if the company's a little shady, it's not paying their taxes, then yes, I will not help them out. But I've done anything from IT to manufacturing to we're doing a daycare. We've done some engineering and accounting people. So anyone, any company can apply. Like I said, it's an easy, simple application process for on-the-job training. It's just that sticky point is that we've got to meet with a potential employee before you actually offer them the job.
Okay, well, Dolly, I'm scared. I don't know if it's gonna work.
Hey, do you just want me to like flip the screen?
Sure, that would be perfect.
Okay.
That'll be perfect.
I think I can follow you, Dolly.
All right, that sounds
Okay.
great.
Perfect.
So, hello everybody. My name is Dolly Inman, and I am a case manager with the Wood County Educational Service Center. I work specifically with the Empowerment Project. So, with the Empowerment Project, you know, we are really committed to just the overall preparation of our youth and just to be able to provide them with quality educational and employment opportunities. So, our program is funded through a federal grant, which is overseen by Mary's department, as well as the ESC. So for the Youth Empowerment Project, we really focus on servicing those Wood County youth ages 14 to 18 who are in school. And the great thing is that our program is really, it's a great program. It is no cost to any youth that qualify for the program. So we, you know, assist the young people. We do a lot of case management, teaching them life skills. We actually have a group called Working It Out, where it kind of, you know, just equips the young people in entering into the workforce, especially in terms of understanding some of those unspoken rules of the workplace, and just get them ready and prepared for that. We also assist them by setting some of our educational, employment, and career goals. So that can look like sitting down with them, trying to figure out what areas of interest that they may have, starting to narrow down some of those possibilities. Mary spoke on some of the work sites that we do. So we like to you know, pair them up to a work site that is towards their career interest if possible. And as a result of doing that, they're able to earn money paid through our grant, and at the same time gain that experience and knowledge, that mentorship from the employer, from the work site as well. So right now, some of the educational opportunities that we have going on is our credit recovery courses. And right now that is booming, as you can imagine, with COVID-19 going on and the hybrid schooling and things of that nature. Some of the kids have fallen behind. So our credit recovery courses is a great way for them to be able to earn credits towards their high school diploma, as well as we're able to offer some of that financial assistance towards tutoring if a student needs that. We also are able to supply some of the supportive services, which is, you know, could include uniforms, clothing, transportation, anything that could be a potential barrier. So one of the things that we are currently doing is working on the remarketing of our program to be more appealing to that young adult population, as the state is really pushing us more to work towards that age group. And so what that is it's Wood County residents ages 18 to 24 who are out of school. Now, having said that, somebody can be out of school and who is 16 or 17 years old. If they have dropped out of school, they would still classify as an out of school youth. So some of the things that we do for that out of school youth is our training and leadership opportunities. So we're able to provide occupational skills training. It could be welding, STNA, CDL, you know, just a variety. As long as it's in demand, we can assist with connecting our young people to those particular programs. As well, as far as leadership opportunities go, this one kind of works twofold for us. But being able to get our youth out into the community, doing helping out with different community events, It's also a great way for us to be able to advertise our program. We have educational opportunities as well, as far as getting some of our our adult population connected to those GED readiness programs. We can help again financially with the cost of getting the GED test. Again, it's all about equipping them, making sure that these young people have what it is that they need in order to get those desired career opportunities. And then the big part is really those supportive services. So currently, one of the things that we're really trying to do is help people to understand that our program is about helping to level the playing field of not having access to career or educational opportunities. One of the ways that we're able to do that is through our supportive services. So, being able to financially assist with those pre-employment background checks and drug screens, uniforms, clothing, footwear, tools, equipment, anything that might be required for them, we're able to assist with. That includes transportation, right? Transportation can be a major barrier for somebody trying to get back and forth to work or getting some of these other things that they need to do in preparation for work. So, we can help with gas, we can help. For example, I just had a young person whose car recently broke down. And so we were able to help cover the cost up to $1,000 for that particular individual, to get that vehicle fixed. So, there's a lot of opportunity there. We'll go ahead to the next slide, Mary. Perfect. So, yeah, there we go. So our employment and career opportunities, we spoke a little bit about this with Mary, but again, one of those things that we do is explore those career interests. At this point, we're really trying to help them to narrow down what that interest is, right? They're in that 18 to 24 population. And so it's really about narrowing down and figuring out and exploring what direction they really want to go in. We do a lot of resume building and development. I do a lot of mock interviews in order to help to prepare our young people for interviews. To employers who are looking to find a program that's going to help to develop their younger employees. And then our, not sure what's going on. Can you go back one, Mary? Because I do want to talk about our employment partnership program. So our employment partnership program is a program also that I've actually worked very, very hard on. It's kind of like our version of an apprenticeship. It's the competency-based skills training and hands-on training for individuals entering into the career field. So what I've been doing is meeting with some of our local employers, and most of the employers already have a training facilitator that they usually send their people to get the training needed. So we will work with them and their particular facilitator of choice. If they don't have one, then we can also connect them to one in terms of getting the young person the appropriate training. So what we do is we partner with them. We'll select an interested individual on my particular caseload because I do handle all the out-of-school youth. And then upon completion of that program, the employer is actually able to get an individual who's going to be able to continue or begin their employment with them. And, it's at no cost to the employer as far as the training. We will cover that training for that particular employee. And then the employer themselves are also able to receive a wage supplement towards a portion of that employee's wage. So it's a really good opportunity. It's a win-win. You can go ahead to the next slide now, Mary. So some of those benefits, again, it's a win-win situation. So some of the benefits that the student's able to have is that they're able to get paid while working towards their credential. Right now, I have a young person. I'm currently partnering with Jim Palmer Excavating. So I have a young person who is there working with them, and they are, he's 17, so he can't actually, he's 17 and graduated, but you have to be 18 to get the CDL. And so we're waiting until he turns 18, but once he turns 18, we will pay for that training for him to get his CDL while working there. And we are helping to supplement that income. So it's at very little expense to the actual employer. So again, they get to gain that practical work experience, apply the knowledge and skill that they're learning at their particular training site to the work experience, networking and with the potential employer, and of course being able to enhance that resume, which is a big part of what we try to help them to do. And then of course the benefits to the employer is that you potentially have somebody that may prove to be a full-time hire for you. You're able to participate in the educational and development process. You're able to train individuals in your systems and methods. So again, if you decide to hire them on, it's, they're already trained. And of course, free advertisement. Anybody who partners with us, we want to get your name out there. We want to help to promote you as you are partnering with us. So, we're going to put your name on our flyers, on our brochures, being able to speak to people about just your partnership with us. And again, it's all about getting that information out there. So we definitely try to work with our employers and do what's best for all people involved. And then, of course, some of the factors that determine the eligibility is again, a Wood County resident, age 18 to 24. If they're unable to finish high school, or if they're graduated and no longer in school, they would qualify as an out-of-school youth. If they have a documented disability, if they've been in foster care, they're pregnant and or parenting, an offender, homeless, low income, and skills deficient, or an English language learner. So, those things would be some of the things that we look at in terms of if a youth would qualify or a young adult would qualify for the program. And then, and again, anybody's able to make this referral. Actually, as a result of partnering with Jim Palmer, they had an individual who was already working with them, who they felt would be a good candidate for our program. So these partnerships work both ways, right? They're able to refer people to us, and we're able to then get them connected as well to other young people while developing their skill. So it works out quite well. So we are currently looking for that 18 to 24 population, as well as employers who might be interested in partnering with us. So all of our contact information is on there. If you guys have any questions, I can go ahead and try to answer those now. I went through that kind of fast, so if I lost anybody, I apologize.
So Dolly, you mentioned that you'll pay for someone to get the CDL.
Yes.
So at the library, when people come in to get one of the study guides for the CDL, should we just route them to you before they try to pursue that on their own?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. I would say anybody, again, especially if they're within that 18 to 24 age range.
Okay. So only that. Okay.
Yeah, we work specifically with that 18 to 24. But yeah, if they're a Wood County resident and in that age range, absolutely send them our way. We would love to be able to help them.
Okay.
Hey, Michael, you can definitely, anybody older than the 24, you can go ahead and refer them over to my area.
Okay.
Because I also have training funds available, just like Dolly does, to send individuals to training. So,
Okay.
Mary, I have somebody who asked if we could put the slide back up for the contact information.
No, because I
You know
stopped.
what? That's okay. I was just gonna let her know. We'll have this up on our website. So she'll be able to go, Brooke, you can go to our website, probably, it'd be probably later on tomorrow, and this will be up there. What exactly were you looking for? You can unmute and ask if you'd like.
Yeah, no, I was just trying to write down Dolly's information because I think that we would be interested in the program that she's got going on and being an employer that would be able to provide opportunities for those people that are looking for job opportunity and experience.
So
So,
Brooke, maybe in the chat there, you could just put your info in for her.
Absolutely.
That way, if Mary can't get back to that slide. That seemed a bit stressful for you.
No, don't ask me to go back to the slide, Sherry. Oh.
Okay, perfect. Oh my gosh, that was so good. I mean, I feel like, I mean, granted, I guess I'm not real familiar with everything that you do, but boy, that was so informative. I mean, I would have never realized all the stuff that you guys do, and wow, to start promoting that for you, and what a resource. All that stuff is wonderful.
Yeah, and I think Dolly will probably agree. Sometimes I think we're the best kept secret.
Yes.
We could have talked for another 2 hours on the different areas that we've got. Usually when the economy takes a tank, the Department of Labor, it gives me bucket loads of money. So I have all kinds of different training plans and different pots of money that that we could help out with training dollars on. So we're fat and sassy, as my director would tell me.
Well, I know
what do we
we've
do to
been,
find the people? I mean, you had mentioned that you guys are having a hard time finding people to fill roles, and I'm right there with you. I can't seem to find people that work more than a day or even to show up.
Right.
Or even to apply. I've been looking for a maintenance technician for 6 weeks now, and no
Yes.
one's applying. No one.
yeah,
Yeah.
What
I
are
know
we gonna
we have,
do about that?
we have several employment agencies that are investors with us, and they're struggling too. I mean, it's just, yeah, I don't know if people are not wanting to take, they're like waiting till this is all over so they can have their job back, you know, or what they in their mind want to have, and not applying.
COVID. I mean, I had staffing challenges, recruitment challenges pre-COVID. So I don't know where to find people.
Well, one of the, I can tell you in working with some of the youth that I work with, I know a lot of young people are hesitant in applying for some of these higher paying jobs and whatnot because they are fearful that they don't have the knowledge or experience that people are looking for. And so they kind of, they just don't apply. So, you know, I've had to coach up some of my young people and say, you know, you do it anyway, right? You apply anyway, and you get that experience. And if somebody doesn't take that chance on you, that's okay, you know, but you're still getting that experience, some of that knowledge, whether that's, okay, we got to figure out how to boost that resume a little bit better, or, you know, what kind of training do you need, right? So, you know, I think that for our young people, at least the young people that I've worked with up to this point, there's just hesitation because they don't think that they're going to get hired.
I think they're afraid of failure, you know,
Yes.
and they don't have the confidence to realize that, hey, you know what, you're not going to get that first job that you apply for.
Yeah.
You know, it may take a couple beat downs before you get the job, but
Right.
you know, every one just makes you stronger, makes you a better interviewer, makes you improve your resume. There's just so many, but they, you know, they don't see that, and just the, you know, immaturity of the age that they just don't realize, you know, they think that they're gonna maybe just get it, and if they don't even want to apply to it, you know, so.
Right.
But
Right.
So we do have just a couple minutes left. And Mary, I know you probably have met quite a few of the people that have joined us today, but just so Dolly kind of has that facial recognition, if as people start to call, I didn't know if we wanted to go through the list, Bethany,
Sure.
for people to introduce themselves and let them know where they're at. And at this point, when you know how they can help you, if you've got something in mind that you're thinking about, it would be a good thing to share with either Dolly or Mary at this time.
Yeah, so Brooke, you've popped your face on there. If you want to introduce yourself and what company you're with.
Yes, hi guys. I am with Nichols Paper and Supply out of Bowling Green. So we are right near the Meyer in that industrial park. And we are a supplier distributor of janitorial supplies. And we would have positions and opportunities in our warehouse for order selectors or for receiving associates. We also have opportunities for drivers. We do deliver all our own product. So we definitely, need CDL drivers and non-CDL drivers. We also have a few technician type roles. So we sell and service janitorial equipment. So we do have some technicians, and we have a couple openings that, we have people that are going to be, retiring. So we're looking to kind of keep that bench strength there. So, somebody that may not be, somebody that wants to be in sales or may not be an office worker, but is good with their hands. They may really enjoy working with janitorial equipment or on janitorial equipment.
Okay, I want to pop in real quick that Luann Cook is with us, right? Is that you, Luann?
Yes, it is. It's not Memorex. I came in a little late, but just I know you're cutting short on time, but just wanted to remind everyone that Tech Credit is open until the end of the month. Please don't be afraid to go to the website. There's been a lot of credentials added since we started with this a year ago. We are now into the second biannual year. So we have another 12 million to spend. And I mean, there really truly is something for nonprofits, churches, government. If you just go in and upscale some of your employees on Microsoft, almost the whole Microsoft suite is now available to be reimbursed for this program. And so, and the gal that was on talking about mechanical mech techs and elect techs, and I mean, that is hugely, hugely in demand now. So if there's any way, any of these companies are interested, send them my way, or I'm happy to walk them through. I know Mary DeWit knows about the program, don't you, Mary? So
Yep.
we're just trying to get the word out again. I think everybody's absorbed into what's going on with the election and all the other stuff. We are really slow with apps this time. So anything you can do to spread the word would be really helpful. Thank you. Good to see everyone.
Thanks, Luann. Okay, Dee, I think everybody knows you, right?
I think so. I'm with the HR manager at Rosenboom, and I can't say enough about these programs. I've worked with Mary for, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. And we've received a lot of money from the on-the-job training program. So unfortunately, I can't feel your guys' pain because we're still a little bit slow and still have people laid off. I'm surprised that those people are not coming to your places looking for jobs, but hopefully that'll pick back up. I feel very sure that it will in the near future, and we are slowly starting to pick up. So I'm very interested in the employment partnership program. And I have participated in on the job, the incumbent training, and hope to do a lot more of that, in the near future. So if you haven't participated in those programs, definitely get with Mary. It's definitely a good thing. So And Dolly, I don't know if you're working over at the Educational Service Center. I don't know, will I see you tomorrow? There is a meeting I know that I'm going to over there tomorrow. So,
Oh, hey Dee, is that the 8:30 meeting or the 8 o'clock?
yes, yes. Are you going?
Yep.
Okay. And I plan to be there even though I'm on vacation. So,
Hey, Dee, I wanted to mention, this is Lou again, to put another extra plug in. Right now, even though you have employees laid off, you can apply for them to have training. And the
Okay.
only requirement is that they're back to work once the training is completed. You have 18 months to complete that training. You also can, if you know your needs in, say, 3 or 4 months, you're going to be sending people to training, new employees that are going to need training. You can apply for that and not have to put names in. All you have to
Okay.
do now is put numbers in. So just wanted to give you a heads up on that. We changed that. That was one of the changes that came due to the pandemic, was if we had employees that, or employers that had employees laid off or just pending to come on board in a few months down the road, you could actually apply for the grant and wait till you actually had them on, and you didn't have to name names or name a social security.
Okay, great. Thank you, Lou, for that information.
You're welcome.
Sue Clark, do you have any questions or do you want to share any information? Is she just going to be quiet? She's not gonna participate. She's probably not even at her desk right now.
Probably
So,
just lurking.
she's out there dancing around in the hallway, I think.
She's free.
Melinda, what about you? Anything you want to add or any questions?
Sorry. Yeah, no, I think these are good programs. I know that our CEO has reached out to Mary at different times. With our workforce, we have people with disabilities who are always looking for different avenues for employment. We actually have people within our own facility that we do production for other companies within town, but our newest venture is at First Solar. We've actually got 3 crews working over there. So we have 40 people working there between Lucas County people and Wood County. So we're always open to options to go in and be a workforce among these manufacturers.
Okay, Sue unmuted. Are you going to say something, Sue? No. I noticed she unmuted, so I thought, well, maybe she heard us talking about her. Okay, well, you know what? I can't thank you enough. This was so good, so informative, and I hope that everybody is able to take something away from this for their organization, because there's definitely a lot of information we just got. So if you have, if you want to share, like I told before, we'll have this up on our website probably later tomorrow. So if you want to share this information with someone else and they want to watch the video, they can go to our website and do that. The other thing I just wanted to remind everyone too, next month, our virtual Lunch and Learn will be Wednesday, November 4th. So we don't have too much time before that one. We have Kathy Mull and Angela Patchen, and they're going to be talking about trauma competency. So that should be good, good information for everyone too. So pass that on, and you can register for that on our website as well. So I thank you all, and I hope you all have a wonderful afternoon.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you.